Hello and welcome back to another episode of Farming Life in the Forest. For those of you who are new here, my name is Laura and this channel is all about our farming lives here in France. As you can see in the title, today's episode is all about spreading muck. So first up, I will be over in the second farm and I am starting my very first garden. So I'm setting up all the vegetable beds there and I am putting my muck there basically. And then after that, Dad will be giving you a tour of our muck spreader and then we will show you us spreading out muck and basically how we do it, what we do at this time of year and all about that. So stick around to the end of the video if you want to see that. And just a quick reminder that we are doing the questions and answers. So if all goes well, this video should be up Tuesday and hopefully we'll be doing the Q&A on Friday. So if you have any questions, please ask them tonight as we should be filming sometime tomorrow so that I can get the video up on time Friday evening. So again, if you have any questions for Mum, Dad, myself, or just general questions about the farm, you can leave them in the comments below, or I also have the link to my Instagram or my Facebook account. You can send me a message and we will answer all your questions. And don't forget, if you do like this video, you can give it a thumbs up and also you can subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future episodes. So now let's get to the video. Okay, I am on the second farm. So spending a lot of time over here now between doing up the houses and a new project. I am starting my vegetable garden. So obviously it's a bit cold now to be planting, but I am getting the patches that I want to do ready. So if you see in the episode where I gave a tour, there is a big walled-in garden over here. So it's a perfect garden for a vegetable garden. And yeah, so I'm going to start my very first vegetable patch. Mum has always done the vegetable gardens, but this year I decided to start my one, so over here on the second farm, and give it a go and do it my way, whatever way that is. So here's the plan. Basically in this corner here is where I want to have it. Now there's a few trees and rose bushes here which will kind of help break up the wind as well. So I want to do about 4 bays here and cut it off about this tree along. I have my happy helper, and then I might do another 2 or 3 bays along here and put some bushes. I might either put a row of bushes along this way or put bushes at the back. Still haven't decided that yet. So a few ideas that I have is that I've seen this, I want to do a no-till garden. So basically that means like not digging it up. Problem for that is weeds. Obviously there's already grass down. So I've looked up a few different ways of doing it. So the first one is putting cardboard down and then putting the dung on top of it to help keep down the weeds. Another one is newspaper, and I'm also going to try some old wallpaper that we have in there. So I'm going to try that on probably only 3 different rows because I don't have enough to do all the rows, but I'm going to try that on 3 different rows and see which one works the best, so I know for again. And then I asked Dad to put a pile of dung in here for me. So from the cattle, one of the cattle sheds, I hadn't actually been cleaned out in a while. So it's actually from the previous owners, or the previous renters of this farm. It's a shed that had a problem with the roof, so we couldn't put cattle in it, and they never cleaned it out. So he's cleaning it out now that we're starting at the muck. But Dad decided to put it here in the middle of the garden where I was not planning on putting it, and kind of spread it out like that. So we had 2 different ideas there. So basically I'm going to try and get whatever dung I need from there and put it into my patches here. And I want them that it is only on the patches where I'm planting, because I do not want to be putting dung on the weeds, basically. So first up, hopefully the camera does not run out of battery. But I have my twine, just need to sort it all out in a knot. And I'm going to do the patches. To put down the patches, I was just going to get stakes and kind of measure and move them along. And then I realised we have these old keys. The real old style fashion keys. Now, They're not staying in the ground, but I am going to use the keys. They're perfect for going into the soft ground and hooking on the twine, so I can have it all measured out at once and then put the dung in place, and then I can take them out again. And I'm going to put plastic cover, so Dad has thrown in an old plastic cover from the silage pit, and so do 2 big sheets of plastic and leave that over there for it all to sink down into the ground and be perfect with no weeds there for when I come back in the springtime to plant. So that's the plan anyways. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, I'll give you a quick clip now of what I'm doing and hopefully I don't F up. I think about here. That'll be good. Okay, my GoPro ran out of battery, so I'm now filming with my phone. It might be a little bit shaky. So this is what we have. You can't really see it. So I have all my rows mapped out. The keys actually worked really well because seeing as they're so thin, they're not that thick, they're just so easy to put into the ground, and with the little bit at the end of the key it actually stays quite stable. And now with the big round top, I can easily hook on the twine and it doesn't go down to the ground that I lose it. As for the paper here behind me, I did not have enough of either 3. And also, instead of going back to get more, I decided that I will only try that on 1 row and just do each section. So the first section up there is wallpaper. Middle section here is cardboard, end section here is newspaper, and the end then is nothing. So the idea is to try it out on the same piece of land with the same crop and see which one works the best, so I know for following years, or if nothing works the best. So we'll see which one works, we'll see. So I have these 4 rows done now. I'm going to stop talking and get to work because it's starting to get dark, and so I'll put all the dung in here. And then if I have time, I will just move over these keys to the other side and do maybe another 3 rows over there. So try and get that done, and hopefully my GoPro will be charged up in a minute so that I can film a little bit more of that. We are back in the garden now. So yesterday it started getting a bit dark. Wasn't really dark, but the GoPro doesn't really pick up bad lighting too well. So basically I got these 4 done. Oh, are you? Easy, Jess. Easy. Okay, so the GoPro ran out of storage space today, something different every day, but as you can see by the state of it, it is all dirt. It's had a long day, so that is the garden covered. So now I just have to start planting in pots that I want to plant in it, but basically in terms of soil, it just has to turn to compost, kill all the weeds, and we will see in a few months what it turns out like.
Okay, we're back, muck spreading. So it's just after pulling it out of the workshop. Had to do a few jobs to it. Had planned to do it after finishing last year, but didn't. So she's a La Bush, 10 ton or 12 cubic meter. Well, it's not a new machine. It's nearly 29 and a half years old. So yeah, no complaints about it. But when we came here, it was with the Kuma, and now it's ours because the rest of the people that was in the Kuma have retired. So I've outlived them. So it's they're a good make. I used to wonder why they were so expensive, and just going doing jobs on it in the last few years, I kind of know why. Like as I said, there it's 29 years old, maybe nearly 30, and there's near a hole in it at all. And if you went to drill a hole with a drill, you'd be still there because the steel is rock hard. It's real hard steel. So when I came here the first couple of years, I said, maybe I might get my own, because when you're at the maze and that, everyone wants to spread dung the same day. So I said I'd buy a La Bush because they were getting on well with me. So they're nearly 3 times the price of another make. So it ended up mine anyways. So we put new blades on it here this year. Now we welded them on because they were bolted on, but where the bolts was on were wore, plus I'm just saying maybe another 2 years is all I get, or 3 out of this, and that was it. So there'd be a lot of bolts. There'd be 15 bolts in each ring, and they're all 16. So the welding I do, plus where the bolts go in, some of them weren't in great shape, so that should work well. And even if I have to, there's room to weld another piece on top. Good wheels on it, and no faults at all to it. You don't belong shifting muck with it. Like I said, it's fully independent. It just works with the PTO. Has its own hydraulic tank. This is the lever here for if you did happen to stick it or whatever, you can pull it in reverse. Has here then the hydraulic jack for lifting the trailer. Here, handy as well. So and I know there's no PTO shaft. Up here then is the controls of it. So that's your on and off. And this here then, well, the knob is in the tractor there. You can set the amount of muck that comes out really fine. So you do a lovely job on it. And I'll show you when it's done. Now it's on the 87 30. Good big heavy tractor for the job. Nice, like that tractor. Well, has lots of weights on the front of it. When we put that on the 83, the TM is no bother work it. When you put that on the 83, it's okay to, when the machine is full, there's weight on the tractor. But when the machine is half empty and all the weight goes to the back of the muck spreader, it's and you're on hilly ground, and the 83 will start spinning a bit. That 87, you'd hardly have to put it in 4-wheel drive, because it's nearly as big as the muck spreader, and it has the weight and all, and you wouldn't even track the ground. So no, it's grand for that. And as I said before on other videos, that's going to be left on it now till the maize is sowed, and we about 2 or 3 times a week we'll be cleaning out sheds, just keeping on top of the yard manure, and it's no bother. I think it's handy there. Well, most of the tractors here are all have their jobs, and I can go from one to the other without changing, because sometimes if you have to change, you just mightn't bother doing it. So I'll go through the 87 again. I don't know if would it be a tractor for a young lad driving, because with that power shift, and they say they give a bit of bother, but you kind of have to be gentle with them. So now the cab and all is in good shape, and I'll go through that tractor again, or Laura will, but no, great power, and love driving it. Often when I'm spreading up beside, we call it the highway field, even people do stop and take a picture of the two yokes there. So okay, as well as that, to get someone in to spread muck, it's actually one of the cheapest hard work you can get done here, but just wouldn't suit us the way we clean out the sheds and that. And if we were to get someone in, we'd have to stack it in the fields, and so when you draw it once, you might as well spread it. Emily was looking at a thing with the Chamber of Agriculture to send out these magazines every 3 or 4 months, and they said that you get more use out of your yard manure. It's called fumier over here. You get more use out of it by doing it direct out of the shed. So, well, we don't normally do always what they say, but it suited us, so we did it. Normally all these crowds will be kind of contradicting themselves sometimes, but this one suited us, so we went with it. So one thing I like about this muck spreader is it has 4 chains instead of just 2. Now sometimes the cross members can give bother, but they give a lot more bother with just the 2 chains, because there's a lot of pressure on the middle, and that would be one good thing. Now there's 4 chains in a lot of makes, but I'm just saying that's one feature I didn't know about. But when I look at other machines, you'd see all the big long bars across the middle, they're always bent. Now some of them do come off, but it's not a big job. Fix them, and the big long bars get wound up more in the back of it when they do come out. The short bars don't. So it's spreading well, all the teeth seems to be holding, and that's all. So here is a zetter. It's not ours, well, it's going back to Ireland. It's a zetter 6011. The neighbour then died over the road, and the daughter was selling it. Very clean. Has I don't know that much about zetter. She has front suspension. Emily put it up on the internet for the woman across the road, done deal in Ireland, and the phone was hopping. I thought no one would buy it, so it was sold. Now the hay turner is going back to Ireland as well. So the tractor is going to Tipperary, and the hay turner, which is spotless as well, like new, brings fold up. We have one as well, the same make, but ours has 8 wheels, that has 4. And there's a tractor in front of it as well. I'll show you inside the tractor in a minute. Yeah, the hay turner is they're a good make over here, and that one was bought new as well at the same guy. There was a David Brown as well with it, 990, that was sold as well, still over on the farm. That's going back to Ireland as well. So the tractor I think is going next week. I'll just show you inside in it. There's all the back. Very original tractor, and no rust. There's the inside, very clean. Now there's a bit the seat, but the seats go and everything. She's very clean tractor. There's only 3,500 hours on it for a 1983 tractor. So that's mainly it. I'll show you the engine now. There's even the compressor. The only thing that's missing off it is the hose for pumping the wheels. There's the engine. It's dry as snuff. It wasn't washed. So, nice tractor for anyone that wanted it, that's interested in the Zephyr.
So now it's the last job for the day done. Just fed all the cattle. So the sheds up here that also have cows that are calving. So you can see there's 2 little cows there. The limousine, so they're not as hard to calving as Charolais would be, that you'd have to wash more. So we leave them here and we come up and down and check them twice a day and feed them. So that is the last job for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you in the next one.